Greetings once again, melanated people. Um, I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of meditating, a lot of communing with God, and there are some ideas and concepts and precepts that hit my mind that I wanted to share with you. And one of them was just because your path is different doesn't mean you're lost. A lot of people in this world, especially a lot of melanated people, are finding it's so hard to get along and so hard to find your place and where you belong. And there's a key reason for that. The reason for that is we have lost our tribal mindset. You see, within the tribe, everybody had something that they did to contribute to the tribe and for the tribe's help. Some function, whether you were in the spiritual clan, the warring clan, the healing clan, wherever you were, somewhere in that tribe, you had a function and a purpose. You hunted to provide. You grew a certain food for them. You knew how to go out and collect the medicines and the herbs from the land to heal the people. You had a function. And that function was what you returned here for and what you were doing. But we lost that somewhere along the line. We lost that tribal mindset. And a key part of that tribal mindset is in Africa, somewhere in Africa at some point in time, there was a non-melanated journalist or person who came to the tribes to spend time with them, study them. And he saw a bunch of children playing under a tree in the heat of the day. And so he decided to go to the market and take a big basket and collect a bunch of fruits and vegetables, things that kids like to eat. And he took that and put that under the tree, and he asked the kids, come follow me. And he took them about 20, 30 yards away, and he said, the first one there gets everything in the basket. And the children looked at him puzzled, and they looked at each other, and they grabbed hands, and they began to walk toward the tree. And when they got there, they all sat down and ate. And so the non-melanated man was frustrated and agitated and didn't really understand what was going on. He thought, just a bunch of kids, they don't understand what I'm doing, so I'll go over and explain it to them. So he went over and he talked with them for a while. And he asked the question. He said, why did you all walk here together when you could have ran and then one of you could have had everything in the basket? And one of the children stood up and said, if we did that, only one would eat. If we walk together and reach it at the same time, everyone gets to eat. That's the basic concept of the tribal mindset, is that everyone gets what they need from the tribe. That's the way it works. But today there are so many things that are causing us to not have that tribal mindset. Many things that we have strayed away from. I can remember the older black people around here, melanated people around this area where I live, that when they killed a hog or a cow for the year to get their winter's worth of meat, they shared with others. They made sure that others had. They wanted to make sure that others could eat through the winter also. And if they heard someone was not doing well or hitting on hard times, they would go in their freezers and in their canning room with the jars of vegetables and stuff, and they would take some out and take it to that person. That's just the way we lived. We gave rent parties when people were getting ready to be put out of their houses and throw a party. Everybody come, pay a fee, give a donation, bring some food, bring some liquor, sell it. And all the proceeds would go to that person so that they could pay their rent. Nowadays, you tell somebody's getting evicted or put out, they say, they should have paid their rent. But they've got their own problems and their own issues, and they can't worry about somebody else paying their rent. See, this is the fucked up shit that they tell us. This is the fucked up position that they put us in so that we have to ignore each other. Because we're too busy worrying about our own situation, our own problem, and trying to gain, because they have imparted that individualism upon us. So if you're feeling like an individual, if you're feeling like you've got something special to contribute that I may not be able to contribute, it doesn't mean you're lost. If you're going a different path than I'm traveling, it doesn't mean you're lost. Just mean you decided to take a different route to get to where I'm going. But because we've all been from kindergarten on through to college, on through to any type of education we've had or any type of training we've had at work or job, we've been taught individualism. Even when I've went to team working seminars, there's not a tribal mindset. They talk about teamwork, but then they go right to the next level and it's all individualized. It's no teamwork in it. Because to be tribal mind and of a team mind, everybody works together for the same purpose. I mean, you even look at, they say that teamwork in sports in high school builds teamwork and it doesn't build that tribal mindset though. Because you have so many teams in an area where the tribe may have came from, and my team is better than your team. Now I'm beefing with you and fighting with you because your team is better than my team. Our basketball team is better than your basketball team. Our football team is better than your football team. It's all individualism disguised and cloaked in teamwork. That's all it is. Let's say that today a child is very good at fixing a car. They're trying to find their path. They're geared away from that because they have to go through 12 years of non-related curriculum before they can get to the point of where you're going to tell them, okay, now you can go to auto trade school, whatever, and do this, that, and other. And by that time, if math is not their thing, if English literature is not their thing, all of these things have compiled upon them, those things that they're not necessarily put here to do, gives them self-esteem issues, gives them all kind of anxieties and hang-ups, makes them feel less than because they were not allowed to pursue right from the start what they're good at and what they know. One method of tribal things was a lot of tribes did not name a child till months, maybe years afterward to see how that child was developing. You know, at least give it a couple of months to see how he's developing, what he's geared toward, and then give him a name appropriate for what he's geared toward and what he returned here to do. That was a big part of it. But we don't do that anymore. So we need to be more about tribal mindset and more about helping people find their path and less about discouraging them if their path is not where our path is. This is stuff that we don't need to do. And it has been so inbred and ingrained in us. We talk about systemic racism all the time. We have systemic prejudice within our own race. You know, I have wealth, education. I'm middle class and educated. I'm light-skinned and have good hair. I'm afraid that the tribe has left the building people because we have all of these differences that we have not taken advantage of, and they come from the Willie Lynch letter. And I'm doing a video shortly about the Willie Lynch letter. And if you don't know what the Willie Lynch letter is, be sure to check it out because it's a big part of why we lost our tribal state of mind. Christianity is another thing that has detrimented the tribal state of mind. There are so many do's and don'ts that hinder a person from pursuing who they are and what they return to do when they're trying to figure out where they fit in. The philosophy of we must all worship on the same day, the same time, wear the same clothes, all of this stuff, it deters away from that person and who they are. And when I'm talking about tribalism, I'm not talking about everybody doing the same thing. I'm talking about everybody doing their individual thing for the benefit of the tribe. That's what I'm talking about. Don't get confused. Everybody has their own part and their own place they play for the benefit and the wellness of the tribe. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So then there's competition over spirituality. You know, we compete in the church. You know, I'm better than you because I'm pastor. I'm better than you because I'm chairman of the deacon board. I'm better than you, and I can tell you what to do because I'm better than you. So blessings, people, to you. my melanated people. And let's return to our tribal mindset. And let's work hard to do that. Remember, as always, I love you. Think the world of my people. My people are the best people. They're melanated people. And that's just the way it is. We've all gone astray, lost our way, lost our pattern. But be blessed and be loved. Ashe.